So, guten Tag. Heute machen wir das Genitiv. Okay, so German has 4 cases, as we know, and today we're going to work on what I would call the last one, but some people use as the third one, the genitive. In terms of how you use it, you will more than likely have to understand it more than you will actually use it yourself. But we'll go through usage as well as how to form it and how to understand it for translation purposes, if it's in a reading, for example, or as part of an actual translation activity at a higher level. Okay, so case notes, nouns mostly don't show case, we know this already. What we've got to do is change bits of the articles, the words for the words for a, the words for my, etc. And these will change according to the case. So genitive slightly different because in addition to adding endings to der, die and das or changing these words, the masculine and neuter nouns add an s or an es depending on what it ends with. Pronouns don't change in the genitive form. So what are the genitive forms? Well, we've got des, der. Okay, so des, der. And as you can see, the stars show that masculine and neuter, you have to add an s or an es depending on how many syllables are in the word usually. And then we've got eines, einer, eines, keiner. But there are no pronouns for the genitive. So if there is a possessive, so for example, the possessive word itself will show that it belongs to someone because the whole point of the genitive is it's showing possession. So it's used to show possession, something belonging to someone. So of me, of you. So that is the mother of my brother. So my brother's mother, which is my mother, obviously. And we would just say meine Mutter, my mum, or seine Mutter, his mum, etc. Okay. So just a wee table here just to kind of show where we are with this. We've got our der, die, das, die for our nominative, den, die, das, die for the accusative, des, der, dem, dem. And then our a words, a wee table there, so you can pause and have a wee look at that later. So it denotes the possession of something. So ich sah nur das Ende des Films. I only saw the end of the film, des Filmes. Am Anfang der Woche, at the beginning of the week. Das ist das Haus meines Onkels. Onkels rather, that is the house of my uncle. That's my uncle's house. And die Liebe einer Tochter, the love of a daughter's love. Okay. In English, we can show possession by using of the as in the end of the film. But in German, you have to use the genitive case, okay? The genitive case is also always used after some prepositions, but there aren't very many. It's not as big as the list for some of the other cases. So wegen takes one because of the weather. Wegen des Wetters bleiben wir zu Hause. And während, during, so während einer Deutschstunde or während der Sommerferien. Okay, so remember des, der. And that's kind of it. Possession and prepositions, and that's when you use the genitive case. The kind of complex bit of it is remembering to add the s or the es for the nouns in the masculine and neuter. Okay. And if you want to take some time now to pause the video and try to put these nouns that are in brackets in to the genitive.